In this four-part video series with Adam Apollo, one of the most brilliant minds on the planet, and guest co-host Laura Stadler, we discuss the details of a Jedi training workshop Laura and I attended at Contact in the Desert in Palm Desert in June 2024. Part 1 lays the foundation for Part 2. Part 3 shares mind-blowing information about the properties of crystals, and Part 4 is a wealth of resources for those who are interested in healing their emotional trauma, integrating their shadows, and rising to a higher consciousness level. Welcome to the new Chillin' with Adam. I'm Cindy Williams Adams, aka Cindiana Jones, and today's visit is with Laura Stadler and Adam Apollo. Laura, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Thank you, Cindy. Really happy to be here with you and Adam today. I'm a longtime spiritual seeker. I'm a certified yoga instructor, and I have been on the path for a little over 20 years, I think, and was attracted to Adam's work. I've been following him for a couple of years, saw that he was going to be attending the conference, the Contact in the Desert conference, and wanted to attend his workshop and get to know his work and what his vision is. And really pleased to be here and talk about that experience.
Well, we're happy to have you. Adam, would you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Absolutely, Cindy. It'd be an absolute pleasure. Thanks for having me today. I have a background in a lot of different areas, but I woke up as a teenager, so that was now about 25 years ago that I discovered I had a human energy body, got super interested in why our understanding and experience of the fundamental energetic field is missing from our physics and our science and our mathematics, and became a deep theorist in the area of unified physics, where I study loop quantum gravity, string theory, special and general relativity, and found that there is a fundamental field that's been missing from our physics that actually has been there throughout a lot of history. And so I became very interested in the work and the study of ancient cultures. I worked with indigenous elders, families, and youth for many years, coordinated multiple prayer runs for world peace, became a big speaker on education and the future of human society, and so was invited to be a speaker at the White House and the United Nations over several years. And as a youth ambassador, then eventually ended up building an organization with two partners called Unify. And Unify now reaches hundreds of millions of people. We've done over 111 global campaigns where we've united people in mass meditations, in World Water Day efforts to clean waters around the world, in Indigenous Peoples Day to honor all of the indigenous wisdom cultures around the world. We have 30,000 organizations and, about 10 million reach per month. So we have a major reach in the space of peacemaking and synchronized action and efforts. I also built a series of online academies after that, the Resonance Academy for Unified Physics, the Guardian Alliance School for Self-Mastery, which is related to the workshop that you both took with me, and also have created several other academies, Visionary Arts Academy, client academies, and things like that. And a lot of my work in education has really led to the work that I'm doing now, where I'm building a fully integrative planetary operating system that gamifies regenerative impact. You can think of it as an Iron Man style dashboard for real life superheroes to take back all your social networks, own and control all your data, be able to connect with whoever you want, wherever you want, however you want, privately and securely, to be able to sell your digital products online and earn impact points every time you sell them, because you automatically donate 1% up to 100% to impact. And that impact money, instead of just channeling it to charities, we attach that money as real world bounties on missions. So you can actually join a mission with friends and go plant some trees and have $100 hit your wallet and badges and points just for spending a few hours in the woods getting connected to nature. So we're really looking at how do we shift the consciousness of the planet and turn the next generations into real world superheroes and give people the kinds of powers online and in their social field that they've actually been waiting for this whole time and didn't know, as none of us do when we join Instagram or Facebook or Twitter, that actually our data is being sold to the highest bidder, that our networks are being abused, and we're being throttled and forced to pay marketing spend. We didn't know we were getting into that. So we're trying to open up alternatives to liberate our planetary communications and create the foundations for planetary stewardship.
Wow, that is amazing. That's a very big project and very, very much needed.
Thank you. Thank you. It's been a
Thank
long time and a
you.
long work, a lot of work over many, many years to get to where we are. And we're very excited that that hopefully we'll be opening it to the wide public next year. We have a few more private launches coming up, and people can, of course, I'll give you my link and you guys can send it out to your lists and people can get on our alpha waiting list. But we're very excited to be coming around the corner to actually launching this thing.
Perfect. I'm excited to include the link.
Thank you.
So let's talk a little bit about the Jedi workshop that Laura and I attended of yours at the 10-year anniversary of Contact in the Desert.
Great. Sounds good.
Okay.
Where would you like to start?
Well, Laura and I both had amazing experiences in a couple of the exercises in the class. But before we did the exercises, you took us through a meditation that involved bringing energy up from the earth through the chakras. Would you like to describe that a little bit?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, well, with these kinds of exercises and practices, one of the first things that people need to become aware of is that they are a field of charge, that your body actually has a field around it. And, a lot of times I think different communities, we've all got a lot of friends and a lot of different backgrounds, right? And for some people you would say, yeah, well, I actually extend beyond this, this physical skin suit that you see here. If you try to tell that to someone who, is kind of a standard construction worker, engineer, person that's just come through life a normal way, they look at you like you're crazy. They're like, yeah, right. What are you talking about? Spirit or something, and yet that is actually just the ignorance of the fact that we already know that we are a vibratory field in physics. I mean, if you take a different kind of lens, your body's actually much, much bigger because you have heat radiating out of your body, you have electromagnetic charge layers. And it was actually Barbara Ann Brennan, who was a NASA astrophysicist, by the way, who was studying the human energy body and energy field in order to better understand the effects of space, for example, and space travel on the human body, that she measured 7 distinctive electromagnetic layers to the human energy body. And she ended up taking some yoga classes, and here they were talking about the 7 chakras and 7 layers of their energy. And she's like, wait, are you telling me that a metaphysical Hindu tradition going back thousands of years had already defined the things that I literally just discovered at work at my job at NASA, like with modern, super advanced, highly, highly sensitive instruments? And of course, the answer was yes. And the result was that Barbara Ann Brennan ended up leaving that work at NASA, and she founded a healing school because she started to realize that you could not just sense these field layers with your own body, which is way more sensitive, by the way, than our best instruments. Our bodies can feel energetics at a extraordinarily fine and precise level, but that we can also see energy and we can interact with the fields of energy around us. And once again, when I say energy here, I'm not talking about some woo-woo idea. I'm talking about the actual vibrational, mechanical, electromagnetic field of the body and the quantum gravitational layers to the body, which is, in physics now we call that quantum vacuum fluctuations or quantum gravity theory. In essence, that the structure of space-time itself is full of this field and full of this energy. So in the practices, the way that I bring people in is really just starting with touching their fingertips together and very, very slowly moving them apart and focusing on that space that's connecting between their fingers. And what happens is after, you get to about 6 inches, you can go as far as you want, but when you start to feel that field, you bounce your hands in and out, you can wiggle it, you'll actually see the threads of vibration. You'll see it, you'll feel it. Different people, some people hear a sound coming between their fingers. And I think that it's so obvious when you actually do it for yourself that this is happening, and you can feel the charge, you can feel it in your fingertips, you can feel the connection that's there. Everybody does. But it's fascinating because we don't ever have any experience growing up at school, in kindergarten, or anywhere in our lives where we're actually creating a field of energy and practicing looking at it, right? It just doesn't exist in our backgrounds. So when you do it yourself, even though at first you're like, what am I doing? The experience of it, the direct experience of it is so absolutely tactile that it immediately starts to shift you. And for a class, it helps because it immediately pops their mind open to like, wait, okay, there's something real going on here. And then, we want to open up the channels in the body and the meridians in the body. 5,000 years of Chinese medicine solving all kinds of ailments and issues is also not woo-woo and not a mistake. There's a science to this. So we move energy in our bodies and our circuits open up, our chakras open up. The field of the way that our body organizes the electrical and magnetic fields and the quantum gravitational field, we're literally just kind of opening up those pipelines and those circuits. And there are many kinds of practices to do this. I personally choose often a simple Qigong practice where, for thousands of years, people in Oriental regions and East Asia essentially will move your hands very slowly, scooping this vibrational field up through the body and bringing it back down through the body. And doing that with some coordinated breath is just an extremely powerful way to tune in and increase your sensitivity, to increase your awareness, and to prepare you for more advanced exercises like the ones we did after that.
Okay, that's amazing. And some of the things you just described are available in the Guardian Alliance training. Is that correct?
Yeah, absolutely. So the Guardian Alliance is an online academy where you can take a whole series of different courses focusing in on different areas of mastery in your body. So you can do physical development and mastery work in the warrior courses. You can develop emotional and social mastery through the weaver courses, mental mastery through the solar plexus or the wizard courses. And then we have heart-centered courses, which are healer courses, ambassador courses about public speaking and how you share your truth, Star Walker courses, which are about how to be more aware of and tune into and understand that we are multi-dimensional beings, that we have many layers to our energy bodies, and that we are capable of traversing many realms using our consciousness. And then through developing skills in each of these areas, you begin to what we call align the Jed. Jed is a term, DJED, from ancient Egypt, known as the central pillar or the connection pillar between the worlds. And so as one refines the Jed, the connection between all the facets of the self, one begins to open the eye of the Jed. And the eye of the Jed you could think of as the crown chakra, the the awareness of our infinite nature, our master within, our divine self, our sacred self. And so when one does self-development practice that helps them integrate all the facets of themselves across all of the worlds, they are in essence training to become a Jedi. And there is some significant hint that George Lucas was aware of some of these metaphysical traditions from ancient Egypt, and it's highly likely that the term Jedi actually came from some of these ancient Egyptian stories.
It's amazing. And that course is available through your website, adamapollo.com.
You can go to my website to access Guardian Alliance, or you can go
Okay.
directly there to guardian.is.
Okay.
One entry to it. And then most of the site you explore is inside of guardianalliance.academy, but we can provide the links for you with this session and wherever you share this.
Perfect. If you don't already have your copy of Adam's Gift, get your copy today at Amazon.com, BarnesandNoble.com, or ArchwayPublications.com.